Welcome to CUWFalcons.com's podcast with women's basketball head coach Stacey Brunner-Jones to review the 2012-13 season. First, Coach, if you could, let's get your thoughts on the season and how things went.
Well, our goal is to always get to the conference championship game, and we did that. Along with another goal we always have is to win the conference, and we did win the North Division. So we definitely had some highlights there. We didn't play our best game in the championship game, so it's kind of hard to recap the season without having that sour taste in our mouth. But eventually we will look back and be proud of being 19-9, which is a good record, and again, to win the North, which was the strongest division this year, and being in the championship game, which I believe gave the underclassmen a lot of experience and a good, obviously to play in a championship game is always a good experience.
If you step back and you look at it from coming into the season to now the season's over, did you meet all the goals that you wanted to, or how satisfied are you with the way the team played?
Yes and no. It's, again, so early. It's hard to reflect because you lost your last game and try to find the positives. But there were a lot. We knew we would be coming in, subs off the bench would be freshmen, and so that's always going to take a little while, and I believe we did start to play some of our best basketball at the end of the season, which is when you want to peak. And that is a lot about those freshmen that came along the way and started off slow but learned the system and really did contribute at the end.
You touch on the freshmen and Allison Plukniak, Megan Coonan, and Jasmine Williams. Coonan was named All-NAC freshman team. Were you satisfied with the way they played? Were you happy with it? Is there room for improvement there?
Definitely room for improvement. Our freshmen in general have their ups and downs, but all three of those players have a huge upside. They all bring a lot of excitement to our team, and we're excited to have them for 3 more years. Like you said, Megan Coonan was on the all-rookie team, and she should have been. She came a long way. We're excited for her next 3 years. She needs to continue to get in the weight room and work on a lot of things, and we know she will. Allie Plutniak is a great all-around player. She's lacking confidence, and she's that aggressiveness that we need to have from her every game. And then Jazz is the big shot kid. She loves to have the ball in her hands, will take the big shot. Not a lot of worry in her game as far as she's concerned, but just such a great spark off the bench.
Not that often do 3 freshmen get significant playing time, not only in the beginning of the season or at the end, but all the way through. How is that experience going to help them transition into their sophomore year and to the years coming ahead?
It's going to be so helpful for them to have that experience as a freshman and again, like I said, to play in a championship game. They're always going to have that in their mind of when every season starts, whether they're sophomores or seniors now. And we're excited that we can build with them, and we know that they will improve and really be key contributors the next 3 years.
We've touched on the freshmen. This year's team was led by 2 seniors, in Tiffany Hendrickson and Brittany Zietlow. Their experience, their character off the court, their leadership, you could see that in this program and the way they led things. Talk about them and how important they were to this year's team.
Well, Tiffany is, unfortunately been dealing with injury since, pretty much her sophomore year. And so the points have definitely decreased, but her shooting percentage has not. She is just one of the best shooters in the conference, great jump shooter. And then, like you said, and the off-the-court stuff is amazing. A nursing major, top in her class, has been voted a captain as a sophomore, junior, and senior. So we'll miss her so much. And then Brittany Zietlow is a 5-year player for me, which when you have a point guard for 5 years, it just helps so much. She knew what was expected from on her side, with taking care of the ball, but also 1 through 5 on the court. She knew what I wanted them to do and what our expectation was, and it was great to have that, and definitely miss her for sure.
Having the 2 of them with so much experience, was there a point in the season where you could maybe, as a head coach, step back a little bit and let them to, run the show, lead the things, on the court because they understood what you wanted to do?
Well, anytime they have good leadership, you want to be able to do that as a head coach. It helps them, I think, gain that experience and gain that confidence that I believe in what they're doing, and then that helps with the younger players following them. So yeah, they did. They lead by example, they lead by their voice, and we'll definitely miss them.
Now, this team currently will finish top 10 in the country in turnovers per game. A big reason of that is Brittany Zietlow, her assist-to-turnover ratio. Is that a staple in this program, is to limit the turnovers, to have better possessions on offense, or was that just because of the experience of this team and how they're able to control the ball?
Combination. When you, like you said, you have a fifth-year senior, she knows not to turn the ball over, and she was very good at that. But I'd also say, as a coaching staff, we stress on just limiting the unforced turnovers. It's one thing if you're being aggressive and you make the wrong pass or you get ahead of yourself, but we couldn't let possessions just go unused, and we couldn't have foolish turnovers to allow us to be as successful as we were. So it was harped on by the coaching staff, but also to have senior guards, as there's nothing that can replace that.
Now, from day one when you stepped on campus here, it was obvious that you preach defense. That's the style you're going to play. You're going to limit the points that your opponents get. You're ranked 75th in the country, under 55 points a game you're allowing. Were you satisfied with the defense this year throughout, or maybe was there some ups and downs, and not just because of how the season goes?
Well, like you said, we preach defense for sure, and that's kind of a staple of our program. And what was, I guess, a little challenging this year is to have them understand as a whole that our defense and rebounding's got to be there. Offensively we might not shoot well, but we have to play defense. And when we did that, we won ugly, quite a few times where it was low scoring, but our defense held up, and we made enough shots to win the game. So it's definitely a big staple in our program, the defensive end. It's just getting the whole team to buy into that, and making sure 1 through 5 on the court is doing their job on the defensive end.
Now, for next year, if you look ahead, you have 3 returning starters coming back, and Anna Butler, Camille Parsons, Katie Luthi. Luthi, who was a first-team All-NAC performer this year and also surpassed the 1,000-point plateau. With the 3 of them coming back and the freshmen that we talked about and your incoming recruiting class, does next year and the 2 years after that look even brighter than what you did this year?
Well, I think every year you want to build on the year before and continue to grow and be on that national level. And we haven't been to the national tournament now in 4 or 5 years, and we're trying really hard and doing everything we can to get back there. And I think this is a good start, like you said, to have that experience coming back for the next year and the year after. Katie Luthi and Tiffany Hendrickson got their 1,000 point this year, and it was just I've never had 2 in a season, so that was very exciting. And Katie is one of those players that she could have been the player of the year, and she has a chance to be player of the year next year because of what she can do. She's so versatile. She can shoot the 3, she can drive from the perimeter, she can post up. She led our team in steals. So, yeah, have her back for another year is exciting. Camille Parsons will be a 5th-year senior who has improved a lot from her ACL. This year was a big step in the right direction. She played really well this year, and I'm very excited for her next year, for her senior year. Anna Butler is by far the most improved player every single season from her freshman to sophomore, and now to her junior year. She wants the ball. She makes big plays. She's probably our best on-ball defender. So, yeah, those 3 are very exciting to have back. And I know they will work hard in the offseason to even make their game that much better.
One thing we haven't touched on yet that this team was a part of was the 500th victory in program history. If you could talk on that and the atmosphere surrounding that game and after you guys won it and the excitement behind that.
Well, it's a huge accomplishment, and it's hats off to every coach and team that was before us, and there has been a lot of history of winning in the women's basketball program here at Concordia, and we're just excited and happy to be a part of it. And sometimes, the current players don't know the history, and it's our job to educate them and the players that were before us. And we're lucky that we have some alumni that work on campus here, and Cindy Whitty and Tammy Rose, and it's fun to bring them in and have them be a part of our program, and it's nice to have them cheer us on. And 500 wins for the program is great.
Finally, Coach, the outlook for next season as far as the off-season goes, before October rolls around again, you pull out the balls and dust them off. What do you do for the next couple of months to get ready for next year?
The biggest thing is getting in the weight room. I think that was one of our weaknesses. I think we are too weak mentally sometimes, but also physically. And they're in the weight room now. They're in the gym. We can't work with them, of course, but they're in there. They know what their weaknesses are, and they've been playing pickup ball already. And I guess I'm just excited that with the group that we have coming back and how much they love the game of basketball, and we'll work on their weaknesses over the summer, and they'll play in a summer league and just get ready for the fall. And it hurts to play your worst game, the last game of the year, but when it does happen, you got to take the benefit of that. Is that's what they should be thinking about every time they're tired or don't want to work out. And I think that will definitely motivate them and get them ready for next year.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.